Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another devlog for Dr. Farmer. Um, I've taken the past couple days to step away from coding so I don't spiral into scope creep for this project. This was meant to be a very fast project, and it's already become larger than I intended it to be. Which, fine, such is the nature of making a game, right? Um, but this is the third time I've almost made an AI for this game because I keep having this idea of um, making this game partly tower defense because one, that's interesting, but two, the original pitch for this game in my head was it's Stardew Valley in a slightly fantasy world, where instead of being a very grounded, quasi-realistic farm, it's this post-apocalyptic world where like civilization's rebuilt itself. There's magic now. There are monsters now, and the world has it's hard to grow things. It takes magic to create soil. Yeah, it's true about this. And I thought it would be neat to have some tower defense elements because that's not something you really see with the farming sim, and it'll be an interesting challenge, and it gives the player something to do. So we have this day-night cycle already, and we have this idea where monsters spawn in your farm, so you can prepare for that during the day, but they're not active and aggressive until night, and that's great. But even if I go through this full cycle as it currently exists, this full loop, the player never experiences the night cycle, and I had a problem with that. I don't like the player waking up and going straight to sleep. That's not a loop. That means you're missing this entire middle portion of the game, and that's boring and uninteresting. And the player needs something to do, something more than just go out and buy seats. Um, and I got to thinking about what I value in farming sims. I got to thinking about what I value in games in general. And yeah, tower defense games are fun, but that's not what this game was meant to be. And that's not backing up. AI is a lot of work. I'm not afraid of a lot of work, and I'm not afraid of getting into AI, but it is scope creep. It is a lot of more development and production in a game that already has had a lot of development. It's another big, chunky feature. And it's one that's going to keep getting bigger because as I develop this game and as I develop that tower defense side of things, I'm going to run into more edge cases where I'm like, oh, well, I need a new enemy type. I need a new behavior type. I have this weird incidental thing that's happening, and I need to resolve that with either a new design or some better coding. I already have those problems. Those problems exist on this side of the game I've already made. So, from a design perspective, what I needed to do was take a step back and say, okay, I've made so many features already. How do I make a game out of this? And I went through and I played through a couple times, and I was like, what's the most underdeveloped feature here? And what? You okay, William? Cat is having a sneezing fit. Um, and what is undeveloped, and lacking cohesion in a design vision. So that was one question. And the other question, of course, was what do I value in games and what do I value in farming sims? And it's the people. It's what nobody plays Stardew Valley because they're really passionate about tilling soil and planting seeds. They play Stardew Valley because they feel connected to the characters. They play Stardew Valley because they love to lay out their farm and create a very pretty aesthetic with their farm, or they love to be able to min-max production on their farm. I love that. They love the power of self-expression, and they love the ability to connect with these other characters. So that's two features, right? Self-expression is going to be shown in character customization or farm customization. That means not just a crafting system, but a building system, a layout system. And the other system would be a conversation system, an NPC dialogue system, a way for the NPCs in the world to actually have their own personalities and quests and stories for the player to engage with. And that is what I think is most interesting. And I think that is what I should lean into with this game. That's not to say I won't, down the road, create a feature where the player can lay out their own farm. I think there's a lot of value in that. But I've made the decision to cut AI basically entirely from this game. There won't be any AI. The monsters will spawn randomly throughout the farm, and you will be able to place warriors near these monsters. Or maybe I won't even do that. Maybe the monsters will just spawn randomly throughout the farm, and you will hire warriors, and they will come to the farm and wait. But the warriors are what are interesting here, because we also have this concept of making medicine and using medicine to heal people. So, when I break it down, you really have 4 NPC types. We'll say 3 NPC types. 3.5 that exist other than monsters. You have the townsfolk, who seem to just stare idly into the void until you give them medicine. You have the warriors, who spawn and stare idly into the void until night falls and they kill the monsters. You have the shopkeepers, of which you have the warrior contractor booker person, and you have the seed salesman. These individuals should all be people in their own rights. And I might even be able to just get rid of the townspeople entirely. It may just be warriors and your shopkeepers. And your shopkeepers might even be just the same person, right? You have your booker, who's like, hey, yeah, hi, come to me, give me a reputation, and I will give you seeds. You can hire warriors through me. My stock depends on the success of the warriors. Warriors kill more monsters, you get more seeds. If the warriors are static people, if each warrior is an NPC, let me just pull up. Yeah, very straightforward. Each warrior is an NPC. They are a character in their own right. Each one you hire. They have a name. They have a narrative. They have some vague RPG-ish stats. Like, under the hood, they might have like HP, and I don't even want to say attack power. They're going to have the number of monsters they can kill in a night. Just to keep it very simple. Maybe down the road I'll expand that to like, they do this much damage and monsters have this much HP, so like maybe one monster is the value of 2 or something like that. But for now it's all 1 for 1. So warriors have a name. That's fairly simple, straightforward to do. Warriors have a condition. This already exists in the townspeople, so I'll just use that code. They have a level. That's just an integer that I can just call upon. Right now, that level is 1. Every monster or every hero is a level 1 hero. Experience, level up to kill more monsters at night. This is like a P4, right? This is not important yet. So once you get everything else done. So that'd be priority 0. This is priority 0. Cool. This is like priority 3. This is priority 3. Fine. Then we have this narrative. Now this is very important. Obviously P1 is most important. But this is what I'm really going to have to put some real time into planning and implementing. This will hopefully be the last system I have to build for this game in terms of gameplay. This, because right now, you talk to 3 different NPCs, you have 3 different dialogue boxes. I'll even let's shrink me down a little bit, and I will show you what I mean by that. The way I display chatter isn't even consistent right now. Hello, my controller's not working. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. All right. So you talk to the townspeople. You have this gray bar that goes across your screen, and they have that white text in the center. As I move my gamepad, sticks around, nothing happens till I press the cancel button. Cool, because that's a widget that gets popped up and added to the screen. Matter of fact, doesn't make anything else go away. So that gets popped up to menu instead of HUD, which is fine. If I talk to this person, you have a whole other menu that pops up, and their dialogue text here is totally different. It's just white text. It's not. I don't even think that's common text. It's certainly not the common style we saw in the other NPC. And here, now I have their text at the very bottom of the screen. So I already have Enumx. We'll have to look into that. Even though these are both shops too, it's not consistent. So there's a lot of work to be done to make my chatter consistent. That's Ida, by the way. Black cat's William. My cat's Ida. The white floof is Dahlia. Anyway, where is the floof? I don't see her. Anyway, so today, or I should say for this vlog, my P0, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it live. We're going to write this down. My P0 isn't even this. We're going to move this P1. This doesn't even matter yet. This won't matter until we have some consistency here, and I have a pipeline for conversation. So conversation widget slash menu. Yeah, conversation widget. Menus contain a conversation widget. There we go. So this will create some consistency through all my NPCs interactions, and this will be something that will also just kind of improve my pipeline for creating new dialogues, new menus. Anytime the player interacts with a character, they're always going to have that conversation widget. It helps if I spell conversation correctly. That is not how conversation is spelled. There we go. So I know this was 15 minutes of me just yakking and talking, but for me it helps to just talk through what I'm thinking, what my thought processes are, what my priorities are. And it kind of helps me keep things organized in my head. So we're not going to have any AI. So the loop, if we can even call it a loop. Wake up. Monsters spawn. Till soil. Plant seeds. We're actually going to call this farm maintenance, which includes till the soil, planting the seeds, harvest crops, make medicine. I'm going to call that farm maintenance. Because now we have, now we're going to have NPC interaction. It's not a verb, so I want to try to keep this as verby as possible. Oh, you can't even see what I'm writing, can you? Let me just shrink this a little bit. There we go. And I'll make this larger. That's not how that works. Anyway, so wake up, monsters spawn. You engage in farm maintenance, and then we're going to engage in what's called shopping. No, because that's not all we're doing. Screw it. We hire warriors, buy seeds. I'm just going to call it doctoring. Matter of fact, we're going to be humorous about this. You do farming, you do some shopping, farmering. You know what? It's called farming, but we're going to call it farmering. You do some farming, you do some shopping, you do some doctoring. And this is where you heal. This is what I meant to say earlier. Warriors fight. They come back injured. If you heal them, they fight again. If you don't heal them, they're not there that night, and you have to hire a warrior to replace them. So I would even put doctoring then above. So now I've created wake up. Thanks, Unreal. Fine. Stamina recovers. Okay, that's fine. Plants grow. Okay, it's just some of the things that happen when you wake up. Do some farming. Heal. Talk to warriors. Heal warriors. Yep. For now, you talk to them and you heal them. I would love to create a kind of a quest line for each warrior, kind of like how Stardew Valley has. We'll just say gain relationship progress. Or we can even say affinity. Whatever. But kind of like how Stardew Valley has, like as you interact with NPCs, as you give them gifts they like and engage in quests with them, your affinity and affection for them, or their affinity and affection for you grows, and you get to see more of their stories, you get cutscenes, things like that. I think for now we're going to stick with text. Text is quick and easy content. It's not the most compelling content, but it is quick and easy, and text can always be... You can always put in the work and effort to make it not text, to make it more visual and interactive. But for now, we're thinking MVP, minimum viable product. So, talk to warriors, heal warriors, gain affinity, answer questions. Whatever. That's part of the questy relationship stuff. Get to know the warriors. You get to know the warriors. Get to know the warriors. Okay. shopping. You hire warriors, you buy seats. And then you go to sleep. Warriors fight monsters. Warriors sustain damage, injury, element. We're going to do this, and we're going to say that injured warriors sit out. Do not participate. Now, here's something that I think there is an opportunity to do something interesting. If you don't heal a warrior, they don't participate in battle. So what do they do? I think it'd be interesting if they stay in your farm, in your farmhouse / hospital. And I'm a pretty big believer. I won't say firm believer, but I'm a pretty big believer in never having a negative consequence that's strictly negative. I think every failure should have an opportunity for the player to do something they want to do. For instance, Dungeons and Dragons. You roll for attack. On a nat 20, which is a natural 20, if you roll a 20 on your die, you do a critical hit. You do extra damage. If you roll a nat 1, natural 1, you roll a die and it's a 1 on the d20. You miss. And most DMs rule this as you don't just fail to hit your target, something bad happens. And that sucks. It sucks when half of your turn, the biggest decision you can make on your turn, results in either nothing happening, which is probably worse, or something just bad happening. Especially when it's something that's luck-based like that. It just sucks. I don't like it. So what I do is when a player rolls a natural 1, I say, hey, you have a choice. Players love choices. That's why it's a game. You can choose to miss, or you can choose for this to hit. This will hit, this will deal damage, but at a cost. So the player has a choice. Nothing happens, or something good and bad happens. And what I found is that players kind of choose, like, it's that 50-50 split if what they value more. The doing the damage now, or maintaining that sense of security and safety and that risk aversion. So we apply this philosophy of no absolute failures here, because in this case, like, not healing a warrior is an absolute failure. This is someone that you have paid reputation, you have spent a resource to put them on the field. And now they're not on the field. Now they're off the field, which introduces risk. A monster will destroy your crops. That sucks. So what do? What if warriors who aren't fighting are in your farmhouse, and this is an opportunity to speak with them, to interact with them in a way that you cannot interact with them otherwise? Maybe this would be a way to gain additional reputation. Maybe this would be a way to advance that warrior story. Why not both? So this way, when a player sees that a warrior is injured, a player has a choice. Do I want to heal this warrior to make sure they can fight again tonight? Or do I want to save my resources and just kind of let them stay home? Just rest up, dear warrior. You're not fighting tonight. That may seem a little cruel. So maybe this will be how you level up warriors. A warrior will not level up until they take the time to rest. I also like what that teaches the player about the importance of rest and the importance of not just always be fighting all the time. No, you want to get better. You got to like take a break, take a step back every now and then. That's good and that's healthy. That is the decision. Okay, so sleep. Warriors not participating can level up. Player can talk to. We'll call them benched. I'm trying to think of how I want to do experience. We have two ways to spend reputation. Hire warriors, buy seeds. We have one way to gain reputation. Heal townspeople. We need another way to gain reputation. We're going to call this nightfall, not sleep. You're going to be in your cabin. In farmhouse, hospital. You're going to be in your farmhouse / your hospital. No farm access. The implication being that night has fallen. You are not a warrior. You're a doctor and a farmer. The monsters will kill you. Warriors fight monsters. On the farm. I like this. This is the other half of the loop I've been needing. So while you're in your farmhouse, we still need another way to gain reputation. And I think this can be it. Okay, so why did I say player can sell crops and medicines for reputation at a greater value than what's earned for healing? There are two reasons. One is, of course, the player isn't just selling their crops and their medicine. They're selling opportunity. They are selling the opportunity to heal a warrior in the future. That's hard. The second thing is a statement about capitalism. How it's actually more profitable to not heal people. It's actually more profitable to just sell your shit to someone else, and who knows what happens. Um, Look, all games are political. All art is political. You cannot escape that fact. Some's more explicit than others. Some requires a little bit more. Uh, to find the politics in Super Mario Brothers, you're gonna have to do a little bit of reading into it, right? Like it's a plumber who jumps on turtles and eats mushrooms to save a princess from a dragon. Effectively, like what? Where's the politics in that? And I don't know. A blue collar guy saves a monarch. Doesn't do anything. It's a thankless task. You can read into it. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the intent, but it's something that you can see. And politics also affect games. They affect art. All art comes from people. All people live in a society. Society is formed by politics. Politics inform art. It's unavoidable. And this one of those moments. Hey, like I live in America. Our healthcare system is what it is, and this is one of the lessons that's just. It's an internalized bias. It's something I don't even have to think about. It's just like, yep, it. You want money, you don't help people, you sell shit. There are societies where that's not the case. That's a very foreign and alien concept. For most Americans, this is common sense. So, anyway, that's politics. Second reason why I'm saying this. But the primary reason is, in fact, that it's the player isn't just selling an item; they're selling a decision, an opportunity, and it's a way to just trade in one crop for another. So, this has been a half hour of me just talking design and planning, kind of giving you some insight into this process I have. But let's wrap up this loop. The loop is sleep. Pass this time immediately to morning. Resolves battle. Which means moves monsters from field. Removes affected crops. Ida. Yeah, we fade to black for sleep. Oh yeah, saves game. Let's see, saves progress. I think of another system I gotta make. I gotta make a game save file. Oh god, I'll do that last. That's something I'm gonna make after everything else is done. So this is gonna be the loop. So based on this, we need a few things. Remaining features include we need a conversation system. We need a conversation widget. We need a NPC. We'll just say relationship advancement system, which includes progressing dialogue, individual NPCs with Functionalities. Relationship metrics. Should be all we need. Alright, so we gotta have that. We gotta have warrior stats, which include name, condition, the RAS, level, experience. We also need a crop and medicine merchant NPC who buys crops and medicines. Oh, we need a farmhouse slash hospital. Place where night stuff happens. Let's see here. Oh, benched or active. That's different from condition because a warrior can be, I guess any warrior who is sick or injured is going to be benched, but not all benched warriors are going to be sick. So, you know, all elephants are great, but not all great things are elephants. All injured warriors are benched, but not all benched warriors are injured. Cool. Great. I think this is all I need. Oh wait, we also need transition to night phase. Put player in farmhouse, hospital. I need a name for that. Yeah, that's all it is. So we're gonna have a transition to night phase and a transition to morning phase. And the player should be able to enter the hospital farmhouse at any time. I don't think they should be stuck out on the farm. I still worry. I say worry. I still feel like farm maintenance is still, that's such a big part of the day. I still don't know if the player has enough to do. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Maybe warriors, hired warriors, appear on farm at 1 p.m. That'll give the player a reason to hang around. Let's see how long it takes to get to 1 p.m. It's just because we start around 7:30ish. I don't think it takes too long. Alright, let me go ahead and reduce my face. Obviously, there's still like a lot of UI work needs to be done. Art assets need to be replaced. Because the idea is here is that even if we've hired warriors, they wouldn't appear on the field yet. They appear in the field later at night. And I also wonder if I need a way to gain. Well, we have a way to gain rep during the day. That's healing people. I wonder if I still need a town. I kind of want a town. I know I've been making 3 locations, but I think that's fine. So we'd have warriors in the field now, and we can go talk to them. All right. So, with all that being said, I'm gonna have a town. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna have a town. We're gonna have townspeople. We're gonna have townspeople. I don't care. Fuck it. We're gonna have townspeople. It will be a better game. It's more work, but it will be a better game. And it's not more complexity of work. It's just some assets and layouts, and we're just going to throw in some NPCs who exist in places. It's fine. I'm going to put this in all caps so I can... Name of the town is Port City, by the way. Okay, it's a lot of work. So this here is going to be P0. This relationship advancement system, we're going to call this P. I might even make that P2. We're going to make that P1. Yeah, we're going to make that P2. We need it, but warrior stats, we're going to make that P1. Not because it's actually that much more important, but because it's that much easier to produce. The easier things are and the faster things are, I want to knock those little things out first. So I'm not distracted by the need of yeah. So they don't distract me when I'm working on other things. Crap. That's like a P3. Farmhouse Hospital. That's a P1. You have to have that before I can really even have. I can't finish the loop, right? Port City Town Square, it's a P3, because maybe even a P4, because I can have all those NPCs, all those interactions, all those can just exist here. Even a Farmhouse Hospital. Yeah, anyway. That might not be at... Just be a... Whatever. It's fine. Transition to light phase. P0. P1. Okay. So this means that my priorities start with making that conversation widget. Unify NPC unify menu appearance interaction, because they're all different right now. That's bad. Even at this stage in the game, it's just bad that they're all different. It needs to be one thing. So we're not going to do this yet. We're not going to do that yet. So that means my objective, by end of day, if I have time, if not by end of day, end of tomorrow, is to have these 2 things done. Have that conversation widget so all my dialogue looks the same, and have a unified menu appearance so all my menus look the same and are interacted with in the exact same way. I have some menus that are horizontally aligned, some that are vertically aligned. It's dumb. It needs to be all one thing. I think I'm going to go with vertical. Maybe I should go horizontal. It doesn't matter. I just need to pick one. That's what matters. Pick one. Consistency is more important than probably anything else. So, that will be this task. That means the very next thing I'll be doing, I cannot put the player in a farmhouse hospital until we have a farmhouse hospital. A farmspital, if you will. That's disgusting. No. A hospice? Hospice? No. We will come up with a name. I'll just look up what that name already is. I'm sure there is one. Nope, we're going to do warrior stats. First, okay. Order of operations. Widgets, make them the same. Then, finish up the warrior. Make the warriors the same. Give them their names, their conditions. They cannot have this yet, because that is dependent on this, which is fine. Let's go ahead and put that there so I know. Great. So that would be the second thing I do. The third thing I do is make that, which this could take 5 minutes. It could take 5 days. It depends on how much work I put into it. And the good version to do for now is the 5-minute version. So I can do that and this roughly at the same time. This is going to take some time to do because this is going to take planning. We'll get to that when we get to it. Then we're going to do this. Fantastic. We're going to make this guy. This is just going to be a copy of what we've already done, so this won't take long either. So P3 is going to be pretty quick. And then we're going to make the port city down square. So the only real chunky thing we have here is my P2. So this is my game plan. I guess this devlog is just really me talking through some design theory and thoughts and planning, but this is just a vlog. So my next upload, we're going to have some of this done. And we'll see how that goes.